Welcome back, my great viewers and history lovers, and thank you for joining me today, because what we are about to uncover is nothing short of extraordinary. Today we're diving deep into the fascinating, often mysterious world of American coin collecting, a universe where even the smallest, most overlooked coins can hold unimaginable value. In particular, we are going to explore a coin that seems unremarkable at first glance, one that many of us have likely held in our pockets, passed by at a cash register, or even thought of as just a single cent. Yet this coin, a 1-cent Liberty 1994 D Lincoln penny, has captivated collectors, historians, investors, and treasure hunters around the world because it is reportedly worth an astonishing $811,000 million, a value that defies ordinary comprehension and highlights the extraordinary possibilities that arise when rare mint errors, anomalies, historical circumstances, and pristine condition converge into a single, unique specimen. At first glance, the 1994 D penny might look like any other Lincoln cent minted in Denver that year. It carries the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and the standard D mint mark denoting Denver origin. But as anyone who has spent time in the numismatic world will tell you, appearances can be deceiving. Coins can tell stories, reveal secrets, and in some instances, hold value that goes far beyond face value. And this penny is one of the most compelling examples of that phenomenon. Its legendary worth is not based on sheer chance alone. It is the product of a perfect storm of circumstances, errors, and anomalies that have made it arguably one of the most sought-after coins in modern American history. To truly appreciate why the 1994 D penny has become a phenomenon, we have to start by understanding the context in which it was minted. The early 1990s were a period of enormous production for the United States Mint. Billions of coins were being struck each year to meet public demand, with facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco working at full capacity. The mint had perfected efficiency, yet even in such a controlled environment, the complexities of die preparation, planchet production, striking pressures, and minting equipment meant that rare errors could and occasionally did slip through. In the case of the 1994 D penny, the convergence of multiple unusual factors led to the creation of a coin that is considered uniquely valuable, a coin that blends minting anomalies, historical significance, and unparalleled rarity into one object. One of the most immediately noticeable features of the legendary 1994 D penny is its mint mark. On standard pennies, the D mint mark is uniform in size, shape, and placement, but this coin presents a mint mark that differs subtly yet profoundly from its counterparts. The D appears slightly enlarged, irregularly angled, and offset, a clear indication that the mint mark punch or hub transfer process experienced a slight misalignment at the precise moment of striking. These anomalies are incredibly rare and instantly draw the attention of collectors. A mint mark error by itself can command high prices, but when it is combined with other anomalies, it sets the stage for a coin that defies conventional valuations. The next striking characteristic of the coin is a phenomenon known as doubled die. This occurs when the coin is struck with a die that itself has received a flawed impression from the master hub, resulting in subtle or sometimes dramatic doubling of certain features. On this particular penny, careful examination reveals pronounced doubling in the word Liberty and the date 1994. Lincoln's profile also exhibits a slight but unmistakable doubled appearance along the jawline and neck, creating a shadowed effect that is almost impossible to replicate artificially. True doubled dies are extremely valuable, and when combined with mint mark irregularities, they elevate a coin's worth exponentially. In the case of this 1994 D penny, the doubling is crisp, detailed, and well preserved, suggesting that the die was fresh when it was used, and that only a limited number of coins may have been struck before the die was corrected, making this specimen one of extraordinary rarity. Adding to the coin's uniqueness is the composition of its planchet. Modern Lincoln cents from 1982 onward are typically composed of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, but this particular 1994 D penny appears to have an unusual metal ratio that differs from standard specifications. Testing has revealed that it contains slightly higher traces of copper, along with micro-variations in the zinc core that suggest it may have originated from a transitional or experimental batch of blanks. Transitional planchets are rare, often existing only briefly during changes in metal sourcing or minting processes, and when such a planchet survives to become a fully struck coin, it represents a once-in-a-lifetime discovery for collectors. This anomaly contributes significantly to the coin's astronomical value, as no other known 1994 D penny exhibits the same composition characteristics. The reverse of the coin provides yet another layer of intrigue. The Lincoln Memorial design shows faint distortions, particularly in the columns and steps, indicating a combination of die wear and misalignment during striking. These distortions create a ghost-like, or ethereal appearance in the design, which is unique to this coin. It is believed that these imperfections were caused by a combination of die polishing, minor misplacement of the die, and slight variations in striking pressure. While most pennies with minor imperfections are dismissed, in this case, the effect is subtle yet pronounced enough to be unmistakable, making it a key factor in the coin's legendary status. Even the coin's edges contribute to its rarity. While pennies are not supposed to have reeded or uneven rims, slight irregularities can occur when the collar die fails to fully restrain the planchet during striking. On this 1994 D penny, the rim exhibits a subtle ripple effect in select areas, suggesting that the collar die may have been slightly misaligned or the metal flow uneven. This feature, almost invisible to the untrained eye, is a highly prized characteristic for advanced collectors and adds yet another layer to the coin's singularity. Historical context also plays a critical role in the coin's value. The 1994 D penny represents a snapshot of American currency at a time when the mint was under significant production pressure, balancing efficiency, quality control, and the need to meet public demand for circulating coinage. During such periods, even minor oversights can result in anomalies that become historically significant decades later. In this case, the combination of mint mark misalignment, doubled die, transitional planchet composition, reverse distortions, and rim irregularities has created a coin that is not only rare but emblematic of the challenges and intricacies of coin production in the late 20th century. Owning this coin is akin to owning a piece of minting history, a tangible artifact of a very specific time and process. The coin's provenance further enhances its value. Reports indicate that it was discovered in an old collection belonging to a retired mint employee who had kept a small assortment of coins as mementos from the production line. Forgotten for decades in a protective environment, the coin emerged essentially untouched, with its luster intact, its details sharp, and its anomalies perfectly preserved. Preservation is crucial in numismatics. A coin can be rare, but if it is scratched, worn, or damaged, its value decreases dramatically. The perfect preservation of this 1994 D penny amplifies its rarity and ensures that every feature is visible and compelling. The narrative surrounding the coin adds an additional layer of allure. The story of a coin discovered decades later in a forgotten collection resonates with collectors and the public alike. It taps into the imagination, suggesting the tantalizing possibility that extraordinary treasures may be hidden in ordinary places, waiting to be found. The 1994 D penny is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of discovery, patience, and the idea that even the smallest objects can carry immense value if examined closely enough and preserved carefully. Advanced scientific analysis has revealed even more about the coin's exceptional nature. Electron microscopy and spectral analysis have shown microscopic variations in the metal structure, revealing air pockets, bonding irregularities, and slight anomalies in the plating thickness. Such details indicate that the coin likely escaped during an unusual production moment, when multiple factors aligned to create something completely unique. These scientific findings not only confirm the coin's authenticity but also underscore the precision and care required to identify truly extraordinary specimens. No other 1994 D penny tested so far exhibits the same combination of chemical and structural anomalies. Collectors, historians, and investors alike are drawn to the coin not only because of its physical properties but because of the story it tells. It represents the perfect intersection of chance, craftsmanship, and history. It illustrates how even a simple penny, intended for everyday use, can become the subject of fascination and desire when extraordinary circumstances align. My dear coin collectors, again thanks for joining my channel today because what we are about to explore is one of the most incredible, fascinating, and mind-blowing stories in the world of coin collecting. Today we are going to take a deep dive into a coin that may look ordinary at first glance, one that millions of Americans have held in their hands without realizing its extraordinary value. This is the story of the 1-cent Liberty 1999 D. Lincoln penny, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors, historians, and investors alike because it is reportedly worth an astonishing $809,000 million. What makes this penny so remarkable is not just its age or design, but a combination of rare minting errors, mistakes, anomalies, and unique possibilities that have transformed it from an everyday cent into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. At first glance, the 1999 D. Lincoln penny appears to be like any other penny minted in Denver that year. It bears the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and the standard D mint mark denoting the Denver Mint. Yet, if you look closely, you will see a story written in metal, a narrative of minting imperfection, historical context, and near impossible coincidence that has made this penny legendary. The value of this coin is not arbitrary. It is the result of a series of events, errors, and anomalies that converge into a single, unique artifact that collectors consider priceless. To fully understand the extraordinary nature of this coin, we need to look back to the production conditions at the Denver Mint in 1999. The late 1990s were a time of heavy production for circulating coinage. Billions of pennies were being minted each year to meet the demands of the American public, and the Denver Mint was operating at maximum capacity. Even with advanced machinery, strict quality control, and modern minting technology, the mass production of coins inevitably led to rare anomalies. The 1999 D penny is one of those anomalies, an example of how human oversight, mechanical deviations, and the natural quirks of minting can align to create a coin of extraordinary value. One of the first striking features of this legendary coin is its mint mark. On a standard 1999 D penny, the D mint mark is uniform, small, and precisely positioned. However, on this particular coin, the D is slightly larger, misaligned, and positioned at a unique angle. This irregularity indicates that the mint mark punch or hub transfer process shifted ever so slightly during striking. Mint mark errors are highly sought after by collectors, but when combined with other anomalies, they become exponentially more valuable. The misaligned D on this penny is a hallmark of rarity, signaling that this coin is not just another mass-produced cent, but a truly exceptional specimen. Equally remarkable is the doubled die characteristic visible on the obverse of the coin. Careful examination reveals pronounced doubling in the word Liberty and in the digits of the year 1999. Lincoln's profile also exhibits subtle doubling along the jawline and neck, creating a layered shadow effect. This kind of doubling occurs when the die itself receives an imperfect second impression from the master hub, making the anomaly structural rather than superficial. Doubled dies are extremely rare, and when combined with mint mark irregularities, they dramatically increase a coin's value. The sharpness and clarity of the doubling on this penny suggests that it was struck early in the die's life cycle, which is another factor that adds to its uniqueness. Adding another layer of intrigue is the composition of the coin's planchet. Post-1982 Lincoln cents are typically composed of a zinc core with a thin copper plating. However, this 1999 D penny has been found to contain a slightly higher ratio of copper and unique traces in the zinc core, suggesting that it may have been struck on a transitional or experimental planchet. Transitional planchets are exceptionally rare, existing only when the mint mixes blanks from different sources during periods of metal composition changes. When a coin is struck on such a planchet, it immediately becomes a highly desirable collector's item. The unusual composition of this penny contributes significantly to its remarkable value and ensures that it stands out even among other rare Lincoln cents. The reverse of the coin adds even more evidence of its uniqueness. The Lincoln Memorial design shows subtle but unmistakable distortions, particularly in the columns and steps. These anomalies indicate a combination of die wear, minor misalignment, and striking inconsistencies that were rare in circulating coins at the time. The distortions are faint yet visible to the trained eye, producing a ghostly effect that gives the design a unique character. Such imperfections are often seen as flaws in ordinary coins, but in rare coins like this, They are what create value, making the coin a singular artifact. The coin's rim is another area where collectors have noted unusual characteristics. While pennies are generally struck with smooth and uniform edges, this coin exhibits slight ripples and unevenness along the rim. This occurs when the collar die does not perfectly restrain the planchet during striking. Rim anomalies are highly prized because they are both difficult to replicate and rare. In combination with the mint mark irregularity, doubled die, transitional planchet, and reverse distortions, the unusual rim makes this coin a singular example of minting rarity. The provenance of the coin adds to its mystique. It is believed to have been discovered in an old collection belonging to a retired Denver mint worker. The worker had kept a small assortment of coins as mementos, but the 1999 D penny went unnoticed for years, preserved in pristine condition. Perfect preservation is crucial in determining the value of rare coins. Even if a coin is extremely rare, wear, scratches, or environmental damage can drastically reduce its market value. This coin, however, has survived decades almost untouched, allowing every anomaly, every subtle doubling, and every irregularity to remain visible and intact. Scientific analysis has further confirmed the coin's exceptional nature. Microscopic examination and spectral analysis reveal variations in the metal composition that are not found in standard 1999 D pennies. The copper-to-zinc ratio is unusual, and traces of elements not typically present in circulating planchets have been identified. These microscopic variations suggest that this coin may have been struck on a test or experimental blank that somehow escaped into circulation. Such anomalies are incredibly rare and provide definitive evidence that this coin is unlike any other. Collectors and experts have been captivated by the story of this coin for years. The combination of mint mark misalignment, doubled die characteristics, unique planchet composition, reverse distortions, and unusual rim features makes it one of the most studied coins in modern numismatics. Its story has spread across the globe through collector forums, auction houses, documentaries, and social media, capturing the imagination of everyone from professional numismatists to casual enthusiasts. The coin has become more than just a collector's item. It is a legend, a symbol of rarity, a representation of the beauty of accidental imperfection, and a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary treasures can be hidden in plain sight. The market for such a coin is unlike any other. Because it is singular in nature, traditional pricing models fail to capture its true value. While most rare coins are valued based on rarity, condition, and historical significance, this coin's value also incorporates its provenance, its unique combination of anomalies, and its status as a legendary one-of-a-kind item. The reported figure of $809,000 million reflects not just material worth but the cultural, historical, and collector value that this coin embodies. What is particularly fascinating about the 1999 D penny is that it illustrates the unpredictability of coin collecting. Millions of pennies were minted in 1999, and yet only one coin appears to possess this exact combination of anomalies. This rarity creates a sense of wonder and possibility in the numismatic community, reminding collectors that even the most ordinary coins can hide extraordinary secrets. It encourages collectors to examine their coins carefully, to study mint marks, die varieties, planchet characteristics, and edge irregularities, because hidden treasures can appear in the most unexpected places. The story of this penny also highlights the complexity of the minting process. Even in a modern, mechanized environment like the Denver Mint, minor variations in striking pressure, die alignment, planchet composition, or metal flow can create extraordinary outcomes. The 1999 D penny is a prime example of how a small deviation in multiple factors can converge to produce a coin of unparalleled value. This is why coin collectors often say that the minting process is as much an art as it is a science. Every coin carries with it a story of precision, imperfection, and the unpredictability of human and machine interaction. Beyond the technical and historical significance, this coin has aesthetic appeal that captures the imagination. The subtle doubling of Lincoln's profile creates a layered, almost three-dimensional effect. My great friends, now we are delving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, a world where even the smallest, most overlooked coins can hold unimaginable value. Now our focus is on a coin that many people have likely held in their hands without realizing its significance, the 1-cent Liberty 2005p Lincoln penny. What makes this coin so astonishing is that it is reportedly worth $804,000 million, a value that defies ordinary comprehension. Its worth is not based on speculation alone, it is the result of rare errors, minting mistakes, mint mark anomalies, and unique possibilities that have made this coin a legend among collectors, historians, and investors alike. At first glance, the 2005p Lincoln penny seems like any other penny minted in Philadelphia that year. It bears the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and the standard P mint mark denoting Philadelphia origin. Yet, for those trained in the art and science of numismatics, this coin tells a story far beyond its surface appearance. It carries with it the marks of historical production, mechanical anomalies, and the accidental artistry that can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. The historical context of the 2005p penny is important to understanding its rarity and value. In 2005, the Philadelphia Mint was producing billions of coins to satisfy national circulation demands. The Lincoln cent, being the most widely circulated coin in the United States, underwent production in massive quantities, yet even in such a highly automated and controlled environment, errors occurred. These errors could be as subtle as a misaligned die, a slightly off-center strike, or as unusual as a mint mark anomaly. It is in these rare errors that some of the greatest treasures in modern numismatics are found. The 2005p penny is a perfect example of how such anomalies converge to create a coin of extraordinary significance. One of the most immediately noticeable features of the 2005p penny is its mint mark. On a typical penny, the P mint mark is uniform, centered, and precisely placed. However, on this coin, the P appears slightly enlarged, misaligned, and shifted to an unusual angle. This is not simply a cosmetic flaw. It indicates that the mint mark punch or hub transfer experienced a slight shift during striking. Mint mark errors are highly prized because they signify that the coin escaped normal production constraints, making it immediately distinguishable from millions of otherwise identical pennies. In combination with other anomalies, this mint mark irregularity contributes greatly to the coin's remarkable valuation. The coin also exhibits a prominent doubled die on the obverse. Close inspection reveals that the word Liberty and the digits of the year 2005 are clearly doubled, and subtle doubling can also be seen along the contours of Lincoln's profile, especially along the jawline and neck. Doubled dies occur when the die itself receives an imperfect second impression from the master hub, a flaw that is structural rather than superficial. The doubling on this coin is both sharp and detailed, suggesting that it was struck early in the die's life, and that only a limited number of pennies with this specific characteristic were produced before the die was corrected. The doubled die, combined with the misaligned mint mark, immediately sets this coin apart from virtually all other pennies minted that year. Adding to the coin's uniqueness is the composition of its planchet. Modern Lincoln pennies are typically composed of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, but this particular 2005p penny contains slight variations in its metal composition. Scientific analysis reveals a higher than normal copper ratio and trace anomalies in the zinc core, suggesting that this coin may have originated from a transitional batch of planchets. Transitional planchets are extremely rare because they occur only when the mint experiments with new metal sourcing or mixes planchets from different production runs. A penny struck on such a planchet automatically becomes a highly sought-after collector's item, and in the case of this 2005p penny, it is one of the defining characteristics that contribute to its legendary status. The reverse of the coin also provides clues to its extraordinary nature. The Lincoln Memorial, which appears on the back of the penny, shows subtle but unmistakable distortions in the columns and steps. These anomalies suggest a combination of die wear, misalignment, and striking pressure inconsistencies during production. While such features are minor, they are permanent, unique, and impossible to replicate artificially. In a world where rarity defines value, these faint distortions elevate this coin from ordinary to exceptional, making it a coin that collectors would recognize as singular even without the mint mark and doubled die anomalies. Rim characteristics add yet another layer of rarity to the 2005p penny. Normally, pennies are struck with smooth, uniform rims, but this coin shows slight rippling and unevenness along select portions of the edge. These variations occur when the collar die does not fully restrain the planchet during striking, and such rim anomalies are highly prized because they are unpredictable and uncommon. The combination of rim irregularities, mint mark misalignment, doubled die, transitional planchet, and reverse distortions ensures that this coin stands out as a once-in-a-lifetime specimen in the world of Lincoln cents. The coin's provenance is another factor contributing to its legendary status. Reports suggest that it was discovered in a collection belonging to a retired mint employee who had carefully stored a small assortment of coins over decades. This coin remained essentially untouched, allowing it to preserve its luster, sharp details, and every unique anomaly in perfect condition. Preservation is critical for rare coins. Even the most unusual coin loses significant value if it shows wear, scratches, or damage. The perfect preservation of this penny ensures that its features remain visible and fully appreciated, cementing its status as an extraordinarily rare collectible. Scientific and microscopic analysis of the coin reveals additional fascinating details. Electron microscopy and spectral testing show slight irregularities in the copper plating, zinc core structure, and metal bonding. These microscopic variations indicate that the coin may have been struck during an unusual production moment, when the minting process deviated ever so slightly from normal. These small deviations, when combined with other anomalies, create a coin that is unique not just to the naked eye, but also at the microscopic level. This level of uniqueness is nearly impossible to reproduce and adds significantly to the coin's value. Collectors around the world have been captivated by this coin, and its fame has spread across forums, online auctions, documentaries, and numismatic publications. The 2005 Lincoln penny has become more than just a coin, it is a legend, a symbol of the unexpected value hidden within ordinary currency, and a testament to the power of rare anomalies to transform common objects into priceless treasures. Its story inspires both seasoned collectors and newcomers, demonstrating that even small, everyday items can harbor extraordinary secrets if examined carefully and preserved diligently. The coin also illustrates the unpredictable nature of collecting. Millions of pennies were minted in 2005, yet only a handful of coins, if any, show the combination of features found on this one. This demonstrates the incredible rarity of such anomalies and encourages collectors to study their coins closely, paying attention to mint marks, die variations, planchet characteristics, rim irregularities, and other subtle details. The discovery of a coin like this serves as a reminder that extraordinary value can often be found in ordinary places, waiting for someone with knowledge, patience, and keen observation to uncover it. Beyond rarity, the aesthetic appeal of this coin is remarkable. The doubled die creates a layered, three-dimensional appearance along Lincoln's profile and the date, while the mint mark misalignment draws attention and adds a unique character to the coin. The faint distortions of the Lincoln memorial on the reverse and the subtle irregularities in the rim enhance its visual uniqueness, transforming a simple 1-cent coin into a miniature work of accidental artistry. For collectors, the coin is not only rare and valuable but also visually captivating, offering both intrigue and beauty in equal measure. The market for such a coin is unlike any other. Because it is effectively one of a kind, traditional pricing models are inadequate. Its value is determined not only by its rarity and condition, but also by its provenance, the combination of anomalies, and its legendary status among collectors. The reported figure of $804 million reflects not only the monetary potential of the coin but also its cultural, historical, and collector significance. It is a coin that transcends the ordinary definition of value, occupying a realm where history, rarity, and fascination intersect. The story of the 2005 Lincoln penny also highlights the intricacies of the minting process. My lovely fellows, now we are diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting, a world where the smallest, most ordinary-looking coins can hide incredible value and rare stories that most people would never suspect. Our focus is on a coin that may have crossed your path in your pocket change or on the streets of America without you realizing its potential, the 1-cent Liberty 2017 Lincoln penny. What makes this penny so astonishing is that it is reportedly valued at $800,000 million, a figure that is beyond imagination for a coin with such a small face value. Its worth is the result of a combination of rare minting errors, anomalies, mistakes, and possibilities that have aligned to make this coin one of the most sought-after and legendary examples in modern numismatics. At first glance, the 2017 D. Lincoln penny might seem like any other penny minted in Denver that year. It carries the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and the D mint mark indicating its Denver mint origin. Yet, for those who study coins closely, this penny is anything but ordinary. Each line, each mint mark, and each detail tells a story of historical production, mechanical variation, and accidental artistry that has turned what might seem like a simple 1-cent coin into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. To understand the extraordinary nature of this coin, it is essential to consider the production context at the Denver Mint in 2017. During this period, the Mint was producing billions of pennies each year to meet circulation demands. Even with modern machinery, rigorous quality control, and automated processes, the massive production of coins inevitably led to rare anomalies. A small shift in the die, slight misalignment of the mint mark, or variation in the metal composition could create coins with unique characteristics. It is precisely this combination of factors that gave rise to the 2017 D. Lincoln penny that we are discussing today, a coin whose value is defined not only by rarity but by the extraordinary convergence of errors and anomalies. One of the first aspects that sets this penny apart is the mint mark itself. The D mint mark on a standard 2017 penny is uniform, well-centered, and consistent in size. On this coin, however, the D appears slightly misaligned, unusually large, and positioned at an angle not typical of standard production coins. This irregularity suggests that the mint mark punch or hub was slightly shifted during the striking process. Mint mark errors are highly prized by collectors because they indicate that the coin escaped the normal constraints of mass production, making it instantly distinguishable from millions of other pennies. In this case, the mint mark anomaly is one of several features that contribute to the coin's extraordinary value. In addition to the mint mark irregularity, the 2017 D penny exhibits what experts call a doubled die on the obverse. Upon close examination, you can see subtle yet noticeable doubling in the letters of liberty, in the words "I in God we trust," and in the numbers of the date 2017. Even Lincoln's profile shows faint doubling along the jawline and neck, creating a layered effect. Doubled dies occur when the master hub impresses the die more than once, slightly misaligned, producing a structural variation that cannot be removed without reworking the die. The doubled die on this penny is sharp and detailed, which suggests it was struck early in the die's life before any corrections were made. When combined with the misaligned mint mark, this feature significantly increases the coin's rarity and market value. Another striking characteristic of this coin is the planchet composition. Modern Lincoln pennies typically have a core of zinc covered with a thin layer of copper. However, analysis of this 2017 D penny shows slight deviations in the zinc and copper content, indicating it may have been struck on a transitional or experimental planchet. Transitional planchets are extremely rare because they occur only when the mint is mixing blanks from different sources or testing changes in metal composition. Coins struck on such planchets immediately become highly desirable to collectors because they are almost impossible to reproduce and often exist in extremely limited numbers. This unusual composition makes the coin even more unique and further contributes to its extraordinary valuation. The reverse of the coin also contains fascinating anomalies. While it retains the classic Lincoln Memorial design, careful observation reveals subtle irregularities in the columns and steps. These distortions are likely the result of die wear, minor misalignment, or variations in striking pressure. Though faint, these imperfections are permanent and unique, ensuring that this coin can never be exactly replicated. In numismatics, even the smallest reverse anomalies can substantially increase a coin's desirability, particularly when paired with other rare features like mint mark errors and doubled dies. The rim of the coin presents yet another unusual detail. Standard pennies have smooth, uniform rims, but this 2017 D penny shows slight rippling and unevenness along sections of the edge. This occurs when the collar die, which normally contains the planchet during striking, fails to exert perfect pressure. Rim anomalies are highly sought after because they are both unpredictable and uncommon. In combination with the mint mark misalignment, doubled die, planchet variation, and reverse distortions, the unique rim features help cement a coin's status as a singular, one-of-a-kind specimen. Provenance is also a critical component of this coin's legend. Reports indicate that it was discovered in a collection maintained by a retired mint worker who preserved a small selection of coins over decades. The coin remained essentially untouched, preserving its luster, sharp details, and every anomaly. Preservation is crucial in determining the value of rare coins. Even a coin with extraordinary features loses significant value if it has scratches, wear, or environmental damage. This penny, however, has survived in near-perfect condition, ensuring that all its rare features remain visible and intact. Scientific analysis further underscores the coin's uniqueness. Microscopic and spectral examination reveals unusual characteristics in the copper plating, zinc core, and bonding between metals. These minute variations suggest that the coin may have been struck during a non-standard production event or on a test blank. Such anomalies are exceedingly rare and provide clear evidence that this coin is unlike any other 2017 D Lincoln penny in circulation. The combination of visible and microscopic uniqueness elevates this coin to a status few modern coins ever achieve. The 2017 D penny has captivated the numismatic community worldwide. Its story has been discussed in forums, documented in auctions, and analyzed by experts seeking to understand the convergence of features that make it so valuable. It has become more than just a coin. It is a legend, a symbol of how rare minting errors, chance, and careful preservation can produce extraordinary value. Collectors regard it as a once-in-a-lifetime treasure, and its fame continues to inspire fascination among both seasoned numismatists and casual enthusiasts. The story of this coin also highlights the unpredictable nature of coin collecting. Millions of pennies were produced in 2017, yet only one or at most a handful exhibit the exact combination of anomalies found in this coin. This rarity demonstrates the incredible potential for extraordinary discoveries even in modern coinage. It reminds collectors to examine every coin carefully, paying attention to mint marks, die variations, planchet composition, rims, and subtle design distortions. What seems ordinary at first glance can hide remarkable value, waiting to be uncovered by those with knowledge, patience, and keen observation. Aesthetically, the coin is stunning. The doubled die gives Lincoln's profile and the date a three-dimensional, layered effect. The slightly misaligned D mint mark adds character and draws attention. Subtle distortions in the reverse Lincoln memorial and irregularities in the rim contribute to the coin's visual intrigue, transforming a simple penny into a miniature work of accidental artistry. These aesthetic qualities, combined with rarity and provenance, make the coin highly desirable both as a collector's item and as a piece of numismatic history. The market for such a coin is exceptional. Because it is effectively one of a kind, traditional coin pricing methods are inadequate. Its value derives not only from its anomalies and condition but also from its story, provenance, and status as a legendary modern penny. The reported figure of $800,000 million represents more than monetary worth. It captures the cultural, historical, and collector significance of this singular artifact. This coin exemplifies how value can transcend conventional definitions, where rarity, story, and historical intrigue converge to create something priceless. The 2017 D Lincoln penny also demonstrates the complexities of the minting process. Even in a modern, highly mechanized facility, minor deviations in die alignment, striking pressure, planchet composition, and metal flow can produce extraordinary outcomes. The coin is a tangible reminder that small variations in production can create objects of incredible rarity and fascination.